Okay, welcome everybody to my stream. And a little bit of magic. Rah rah. Zumbanda. Hello. We're here in my office. And we are clicking around on Owlbear to kind of just see where I'm at. I'm kind of just taking stock almost. So take it with me. Let's see. So I'm trying to load in kind of what progress I have. I was trying to see what folder I have these all in. Yeah, I got all those there that I wanted to get. Trying to see what folder it's saving to. It should just be out in the jazz. So why am I not finding them? Why? Should just be out here. Back it up. You know, like, why aren't they popping up? I'm just like... Gotta, like, resave everything, I guess. Pictures... No... It wouldn't be there. Bah! Hey, what's up, Stormy? Welcome back. How are you doing today? Let's say open... just open all three of these and we'll resave them to a folder like I should be doing anyways. Oh yeah? Do you want to talk about it? Oh, okay. Here's the next quest line. What's the quest line? Let's take stock. Let's see where you're at, and then we can maybe give some, at least give my own 2 cents, you know? Save as Daggerford. Save in the Daggerford hub. File. Save as Daggerford. Save in the Daggerford hub. File. Save as. Alright, so I'm just like moving some stuff over to my folders here. Ow! Cancel. I should be exporting these as anyways. Replace. And nice. Already in the same spot. We're getting a little trend here. I'll be with you in a moment, Storm. Save as. No. Export as. There we are. Let's see. Everything up to meeting the Emperor of Horsteria is fine. Just have no luck on getting an idea of how to have the Emperor present the next quest, or even what the quest should be. These quests should be something that matters in convincing the Emperor that convincing the Emperor that joining an alliance is a really smart idea, and ignore that the first ally have been using trade as a means to put political issues on declaring war. Okay, so I mean that's what you need, right? So perhaps the quest could look something like the Emperor intends for one thing to happen because of maybe the way that they think. They don't think that joining the alliance is a good idea, so they send out a expert squad to kind of assess the situation and do something. And then the squad kind of gets there and realizes some other information, and you know what the Emperor doesn't think happens, and to their surprise, it's a advantageous surprise, right? It's something that is like maybe lucrative or so beneficial that the Emperor can't deny it. Maybe even like something that's very public and out in the air. So it's like he can't sweep it under the rug either. It's like so in his face now. But what could that be? I don't know. I mean, maybe that gives you a little direction. I mean, it could be as simple as, you know, like I guess like obtaining information, trying to obtain information secretly, and then I don't know, what could they find? Okay. Yeah, that's why I was thinking more along the lines of something that's like very out in the air. Like you bring something back that can't be hidden. Right? So it's like they go out to find a piece of paper that makes these people bad guys, but instead they bring back something very large that they can't like hide in a pocket. So they walk it through the town all the way to the Emperor, and the Emperor just has to be like, "Oh, everybody saw this? This is okay." You know, I don't know what the details might be, but it could be like a person that they bring back, like a diplomatic person, a person to bring back. That's actually a decent idea. Instead, maybe the party escorts a diplomat back, and I don't know, maybe it's a diplomat of high regard. Maybe it's like a very, very like a member of the royal family of the Second Kingdom or something. I don't know. And they're like walking like a prince through the town, and like, oh boy. Or it could be something else. It could be like a very large artifact. It could be several things. Alright, getting my maps. Getting my maps. What? I can't put the big map? It's over 25 gigabytes. Definitely can't do that one. Well, at least the small map made it. That's happy days. There we go. Why aren't they adding? Oh, I gotta hit the import button. I'm a silly goose. I'm looking for a save button or something button. Hey, what's up, I guess? Welcome back. Let's see. I'm trying to help Stormy here figure out kind of how to present their next quest or even like what it is. Still follow culture and traditional rules. He just doesn't understand why an emotional state. Another example, love to him is just an obligation to reproduce. Yeah. He's very tone deaf. Thank you. Yeah, maybe they go to recover an artifact. Oh, maybe this is like a... I don't know. I love stealing content because it's just like, you know, build each other up, right? Take an idea and throw it into your world. So I was just watching the story of the blacksmith. I forget what it's actually called, but there's demon swords in it. And the demon swords are quite literally are people. So the sword turns into a person. So maybe it could be like this great artifact that they go to find, and when they go to pick it up, it turns into some type of creature and refuses to turn back until it talks to the emperor or something. And then like the emperor's like, "What did you bring me? Like, what is this?" And you guys go like, "Oh, this is the artifact." And he's just like, "What do you like? What?" And then like, oh, it switches and transforms in the artifact to show him. And then I don't know. Just an idea. Well, I don't think that's helping into helping us flesh out what we need to do right now. Remember, so I mean, there can be like history and reasons for things happening for the emperor, and that can exist totally. But we got to focus on what we got to get done here for your session coming up. Isn't it tomorrow? Don't you play tomorrow? And understood everything, even last. So yes, thank you. Yeah. Welcome to the world of D&D, right? It's a fun world. There's a lot of inside jokes and just concepts. And the great thing about it is it's storytelling. So it's like you can be a part of it. You can just watch it. You can kind of take it however you want. And a lot of people, they really they get into D&D through just being a part of it, like just being on the bus, you know, with the party. You don't have to be the most talkative person. You don't have to be the person like giving speeches and tricking guards and stuff. You could be a quiet person, just kind of tagging along, you know, coming for the ride. And that's totally cool. And a lot of people, you know, kind of learn their confidence and learn the type of player they want to be just by kind of hanging out on a party somewhere. Oh. Okay, so I can delete. Can I delete this collection? Whatever. I'll leave it. Let's see what our map looks like up on the screen. Whoa, whoa. How do I move? Why is there 2 scenes up? I'm gonna try to import some more. I gotta make it a scene, I think. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of non-people. Word. Let's see. This is what we wanted. Beautiful map. I love it. We're so fleshed out. We're so like we got everything we need. And then there's even more. There's more names of like these. These are the Forlorn Hills, the Laughing Hills, or the Laughing Hollow. Ardeep Forest, the High Moor. I think that's just about everything. I think I've done my homework. Yeah, that's just about everything in that on that map. Yeah, what a trip, hey? I've been kind of putting off playing Waven, just because my wife has shown interest in maybe playing with me. So we're trying to get her set up. We're currently having some technical difficulties getting her account set up, which is so sad. But once we figure that out, hopefully today in the near future we'll be able to play some Waven together, and I'll probably stream that because she'll probably be in the other room on the couch or something lounging, and I'll be in here in my office, or she'll be over there in the corner. So I might be able to swing it. We'll see if she wants to come on the camera. I haven't asked her yet. Okay, so new scene. Da doo doo da doo doo da. Okay, import it. Let's go back here. I mean, let's just try add. Let's see if we can get one of these big ones in. Oh, too big! 25 megabytes is the rules. Sad days. Okay, cool. Alright. Yes? Oh, is that so? You wanna come say hi? Here's the cat. Here's the cat, everybody. Hope you had another one join. Hey there, welcome. Awesome. Yeah, definitely more content to come. Ooh. You see here, I've kind of upgraded my stream a little bit. I got a green screen. Just because did you see my stream yesterday? I guess were you here? I forget. So, okay, so we don't need... We need roleplay map here, roleplay map there. Anything else is going to be via Dungeon Alchemist, and then probably import the overhead when they go into a fight, which I think will kind of be just like a cool effect, because we'll be streaming, I'll be streaming my Dungeon Alchemist, they'll be walking along with me, watching stuff, and then when a fight breaks out, wherever it breaks out, or whatever initiative is rolled, like, we'll just like, whoop, we'll zoom the map out, almost like a video game aesthetic, and I'll take a snapshot, export it, load it up as everybody gets ready for combat. And oh, so yeah, check out, I made made myself an office. Isn't this so cool? Isn't this awesome? Yeah, you're right. I did not stream yesterday. I was, I don't know, I was just kind of just feeling tired. So it would have been like the Wednesday stream, I believe. Come on, Jesse. The cat dad. Oh. Okay. So, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? We have my monster map. We have my map of the Sword Coast done. I could do some research, try to find some more modules around and about. I did read through a few, and I think that's just like... Let's see. Let's do this. Let's see what's mentioned down here. I can kind of make a list. Let's see. Sir Istavel. I don't think Sir Istavel's around anymore. I gotta kind of do some check some stuff. Let's see. Hordes of Dragon Spear. Marco Vola departure. Ghost of Dragon Spear. Check. Where's my pen? There's one down here because my cat knocked it down on the floor. Oh, because my cat loves me. So, okay, so we got some ideas here. So 3 ideas: kill a coven of hags, recover an artifact, or convince Goreo to hand some of their land to Hysteria. I don't see where the I mean, I guess... What are the ill reasons that the Emperor has towards these people? Like, could possibly the hags be puppeting some type of, like, nefarious doings that might be easily perceived as my neighbor kind of doing the bad? No, it wouldn't be. So this is what it would be. It would be the Emperor sends you to do X. X can be literally anything, right? Go do this because my neighbors are bad. And then you send them there, the party, and they get there, and they realize it's not the neighbors, and X doesn't matter anymore, but these hags have been puppeteering some type of going-ons in the area, on the border, that everybody had probably just, you know, summed up as like, oh, look at them, they're doing that. That's the easiest, you know, Occam's razor, that's the easiest solution. It must be our neighbors, right? But in reality, it's just the hags. And then your party members can come back with, like, the head of a hag and be like, oh, it wasn't them, it was this dead hag. Problems taken care of. Sorry, we never did X, but I think this is a better solution? Question mark? Okay. I need a new piece of paper. I'm gonna flip it over. Where's my coffee? Adventures. Hordes of Dragon Spear. Marco Polo departure. I have Ghost of Dragon Spear. I have Scourge of the Storm Coast, Horde of the Dragon Queen. In Storm King's Thunder. Alright, let's see if any of these actually matter in my life. Rex took most of his emotions, making the Emperor difficult to deal with. Emperor's emotions could have been the payment his parents or his mother or something to the hags for a deal. Yeah, maybe, I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe it's more of a deep-seated thing that's baked in the history of his lineage, right? Maybe his mother or his father or even another generation, his grandmother or something, right? They made a deal with this hag. This happens to the Emperor to make him the way he is, but also in the process, it was like a deal that kind of made this disconnect and disarray between said neighbor. Hysteria, I believe, is the one that is like the bad guy to the Emperor, right? And then maybe once this has been dealt with, the Emperor has Gorayo. So maybe this hag dealing with the Emperor's mother had two byproducts. It had they paid for this with the Emperor's emotions, and then it also, I don't know, did this to Gorayo, did something to Gorayo that made Gorayo enemies or made them, you know, the bad guys in some aspect. I don't know. I'm just giving like story prompts because I can't make the answers. We make the answers for ourselves. But sometimes we just need a little help getting to our answer. Let's see. Oh yeah, I want to research these things. So Hordes of Dragon Spear, number 1. D&D Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. All who live within several hundred miles have heard the name and know its import. Once home to the proud and the brave, it stands now a ruin, cloaked behind a history of murder and diabolical plots. Few go there, for the only reward to be found is death. Rumors about the Dragon Spear holds a portal to the sinister planes, but until now have been unfounded. Following a great battle against the orcs and trolls from the High Moor, who had taken possession of the castle, a temple to ward against further evil was established. However, by the time of troubles, that temple and its clergy had disappeared. Now, a horde of fiends and monsters has amassed at Dragonspear Castle, and it is terrorizing the surrounding countryside. The portal is active, that is for certain. The army of Daggerford needs reinforcements. Is your party made of the stuff of heroes? Interesting. Man, Daggerford's just like a hot spot back in the day. Contents: the hordes, the allies, the town of Daggerford, Council of War, Battle of the Way, and Into the Misty Forest, the Druids Council, the Roaring Deep, Under the Castle. Oh, there's some good stuff in here. I gotta find this. Mostly because we go into the Misty Forest, we go to the Way In, the Roaring Deep, and then maybe some High Moors, which would be cool, which would be a decent portion of my map kind of established in some type of actual lore. Why the Emperor would want land is because it is not a military superpower and is close enough. Why the Emperor would want land? Word. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Stormy. I'm a bit stumped too. I think we need to kind of start small. Always start small and then add to, I think. Because you start big, you get all these crazy ideas, you're all over the place, right? And as you've seen on my channel, like a lot of times, like I'll start small with just like a name and a job and a place and a race, and the next thing you know, the character kind of just like creates itself. The idea creates itself. Start small. All right, let's just just try our luck. PDF. It's worked out so many times for me. Ah, look at this. Can I get this bigger? All right, there's a little bigger. Oh, what happened? Social scare full screen. Yes! Let me check my stream capture to see if we're on. We'll just like take a little read. Because like I don't need it. I just want to read it. You know what I mean? I just want to read it. I want to see what's going on. I want to, make sure that I'm like on par. Maybe take some notes. Yes, it's full screen with me. I love it. I'm so excited. Okay. So yeah, we just scroll and we flip. Let's see. This adventure begins with the heroes at Daggerford when word comes of a great force of goblins and kobolds moving out of the misty forest. The local militia is setting out at once to counter this new threat to the tradeway. When the militia leader is injured, the PCs are called to take charge of these green troops. With the heroes in charge of the army, they head south, and they come across the humanoids at the way-in. Here they join with a group of mercenaries, battle marauders, and with little luck defeat them. Much to their horror, they discover a Cornugon Vrag at the head of the horde. Leaving the massed forces behind in the care of their new leader, the PCs enter the misty forest. Here they come across a wild elf, living like a beast in the wilderness. He is quite insane. The heroes cure him and learn several things. First, they learn that his tribe was destroyed by an army of humanoids that came down from the high moors. He was the leader of the tribe, and he was taken prisoner in chains. He was brought to Dragonspear Castle. Second, they learned that the leader of the entire horde is a pit fiend who has based his troops in the same castle. Lastly, they learned that the dragon who serves this fiend is doing so under duress. One of the Cornugons, Vrag, that heads the enemy has a magical hold over the reptile. If the hold was broken, the dragon would certainly abandon that cause he certainly currently fights for, or even turn upon his master? ? With the aid of the druid who lives nearby, the heroes learn that the dragon must obey Corgan Viserius because of the enchanted spear that the latter crafted from the former's horn. The druid informs the heroes that the destruction of the spear will free the dragon from its mental servitude. The spear can be destroyed only by acidic spittle of the dragon itself. The spear is hidden at the heart of the Dragonspear Castle. However, recovering it will not be easy. The elf points out that the route he used to escape the castle might allow heroes access to it. He refuses to return there himself, but offers to start the PCs on their way, and then go spread the word of the menace that looms. He will have all of the allies await word of the hero's fate at the way-in. He warns them to be quick, though, for men have not the patience of elves, and will long to move quickly against the enemy. The elf leads the PCs to a narrow cavern that goes down into darkness. The PCs enter and find that it provides access to an underground river. This river flows southward but turns east briefly and passes directly under the castle. Ooh. Under Dragonspear Castle? I believe so. The elf is certain that the hordes don't know of its existence. Yeah, it's totally under Dragonspear Castle. Or his escape would not have been possible. I know that because the Dragonspear Castle is currently ran or overrun with by undead. And these undead have spawned from this river underneath, which is also underneath a portal to hell. And the dead bodies in said river. So I think this is actually where all these dead bodies come from, probably. The PCs head down the river and soon reach the castle. They make their way into the catacombs beneath the main tower, fight some bad guys, and recover the spear. They escape via the river and return to the way-in. Here they find that the dragon has attacked and destroyed the inn. Oh no! The army has moved south, hoping to strike a fatal blow to the enemy before the dragon returns to finish them. The heroes must hurry if they are to rejoin the allied army and save it from destruction by the hordes of Dragon Spear. The heroes arrive as the big battle is in progress. The dragon is clearly a foe too powerful to be countered by the massed forces opposing the hordes. Things look dark indeed. The heroes join the battle and bring the spear into a position where the dragon can see it. With a roar, the beast dives at the weapon and lets loose a stream of acid at it. The spear is destroyed and the dragon is freed of its influence. The dragon, now able to do as it will, turns on its former master. The day is won, and the heroes are, well, heroes. Let's see. Livanori is among mountainous land, ruled by doors. Awesome, awesome. But what about Goyera? Isn't that what the subject is around Goyera? Goiro? I don't know how to pronounce it. High level adventure. It seems the heroes are generally 10th to 12th and 5 and 6 in number. Ooh, this is a big campaign. Okay. The next unit in the Bozka's army is the dangerous Blood Guard. Bozka, that's ringing a bell. I don't care about the Marauders. I guess despite the okay, Marauders. 300 orcs, 200 hobgoblins. Wow. The Storm. Cool. Interesting. So if that's the case, he wants their land, and he's interested in said land, right? Then possibly some, like I was saying before, like some information needs to come back that is irrefutable evidence that I shouldn't be taking these people's land. I should be allying with them and working together. Right? Isn't that what you're going for with the quest? The army of Daggerford. While the dedication and devotion of these troops are not to be doubted, their value as anything other than fodder is subject to debate. The army has been formed from the militia, watch, and farmers of Daggerford, and its environs. While they are not well trained or well equipped, they are fighting in defense of their homes and are highly motivated. The majority of this force is a unit of 300 peasants for the most part. These are simple folk who have banded together to fight the enemy with whatever weapons they might have at hand. So I love this bit of history right now because it just brings a whole new concept of resiliency to these old folks that make up Daggerford, right? Pretty much anybody in Daggerford is like worth their salt. It's like it won't take your jazz. Like they'll do it themselves, right? I won't have to worry about murder hobos because like you're just gonna get backhanded by an old veteran who's like dubbing as like a baker, right? Yeah, your players want to do it, so give them a path in which they can, and allow them to succeed or fail. And I also think it could be an interesting concept of maybe leave the decision on their hands. So like I was saying with like the artifact and like maybe demon sword, so they show up, they have orders to kill because the emperor is just like I'm gonna take this, like let's kill this, but then the players can then realize if they are maybe a little bit not overly aggressive or assess the situation that the person is the artifact and that they could bring this artifact back, and that could mean so many things for the emperor and be, I guess, the olive branch extension that the party has then gone and found to start negotiations and to start more quests to kind of become allies with Horatia, her Hysteria. Let's see. Yeah. Unless the player characters come forward to command the army of Daggerford, they will be led by the capable but not outstanding Durvin Redbeard. This former adventurer and current keeper of the Way-In will be primarily concerned with keeping these simple folk from being slaughtered in battle. Oh, interesting. Interesting that the proprietor of the Way-In is the leader of this kind of conscript army. Let's see. 3rd Company, High Guards of Waterdeep. You know, 100 military who happen to be patrolling the region south of Waterdeep. When calling for aid, went forth. They are a solid unit with combat experience and decent equipment. Frey Silverblade, while she is a clever and cunning warrior, she will follow the lead of a player character who seems more experienced in the art of war. Interesting. So that's a good piece of information right there. Right? So just, I mean, like, I'm not even going to write it down. I'll know. Right? It's such an easy thing to remember. Like, similar to, like, all the people in Daggerford are freaking these rugged veterans because 200 to 400 of them at least probably served. And, like, that's including the farmers abroad. Right? So if anything goes down with these farmers abroad, they'll just run out there with the shovel and smack the goblin on top of the head, right? And that's just kind of like an emotion. That's like a vibe that I'll be able to kind of try to enact a little bit when I'm role-playing random Daggerford NPCs, okay? But also this piece, if my players are maybe doing their patrol in Tier 1 and they're north of the river, which is south of Waterdeep, perhaps there's about 100 units of Waterhavian guards on patrol, because that clearly is just something that they do regularly, right? A very large city has a cavalry unit that kind of just takes a run around the forest, around our deep forest, probably a big loop, swoops around and comes up and reports anything that it sees, right? Perhaps that could be an easy Tier 1, but like high difficulty encounter. So a lot of times it's fun to put somebody small in a really big situation, but give them a very safe way to do it. And that could be just assisting the Waterhavian guards, you know, in their assault. Perhaps there's a small... Actually, this is a really good idea. Perhaps there's a something that they can do. Maybe they can sneak behind and unlock a door in the Flotian estate that would allow access for the Waterhavian guards to get in and win the fight that they've been in a standoff for so long. Flotion, estate, and water, guards, standoff. Party, sneaky quest. That's a really cool idea. I kind of like that because there will be all this grand stuff going on, and a lot of times it's really difficult as a DM to kind of wage these large-scale encounters. Like, I don't want to actually have to roleplay or manage 100 units. I just want to theater of mind 100 units, right? I like using a lot of units. I'll use like 10 to 15, maybe even 20, depending. And I have a couple like things that I do to kind of just make that easier on myself. But 100's a little extensive. So I would just want to role play that. I would just want to like theater mind that and describe what's going on around these big grand events of soldiers dying and hobgoblins, you know, launching catapults and this big war that kind of wages around them. But then underneath they're like sneaking around, like trying to like get past all these fights, and like they'll have strict orders to not engage because like these hobgoblins are of high stature, but like they're there now, so how can they help? And they'll also be led maybe by what's her name? A Swansea, the cavalry leader. This will be like when they're like level 4 or 5, and this will be like their first patrol after they prove themselves as militia. Super exciting. I love this idea. Such a great idea. Fair enough. So what's something else that we could maybe propose to the party that will give them an opportunity to kind of bridge this gap, make Horsteria and Gorayo allies? I mean, if that's what the party wants, you got to give them a way to do it, right? Umbric Ranger. This band of 50 mounted mercenaries is swept into the conflict when they are attacked at the way in. Although they will attempt to find someone to pay them for fighting the hordes, they're determined to have revenge for the men they lost at the way in. Will carry out pay. The Rangers are classed as medium cavalry. Umbric troops are loyal to him, but will also follow another with his blessing. If a suitable player character is in the group of heroes, Umbric can be killed or wounded, and the PC can take his place. Ooh, interesting. I like how they give you all these opportunities to kind of be the leader of a group of like 50 or 100 soldiers and kind of step up to the plate. I wonder if that's an idea that I should play around with. These 50 men are paladins who ride together under the gray-red banner of the god Ilmater. The knights are truly deadly force, ultra-heavy cavalry. Full plate, probably. The knights believe that it is their place to travel from battle to battle, surviving without the comforts of home or the security of a steady base of operations. They are always on the watch for a worthy cause to adopt. The leaders of these brave warriors are most maniacal core of Ilmater. He is brave, reckless, and some say suicidal. Gorayo is out of the question. Well, maybe I'm just like, maybe I got the lore mixed up. The players want to make allies with Horsteria, who has the Emperor. So maybe it's just the hags. If they need to send an olive branch to Horsteria, maybe they can go kill some hags, and then that'll do the deed. When the word of peril reached the elves of the Misty Forest and Laughing Hollow, they decided that their race must play some part in the coming clash. Thus 100 of their number have left the secluded homelands to join the alliance. Elf infantry, not very capable, noteworthy. The second element, the team is 50 long bowmen. Moon Spinner, a lovely young woman who is so slender that she looks almost frail. She is far from it. She might allow a PC command of one element of her troops, but only if that hero were an elf. Moon Spinner. Moon Spinner, Elf, Misty Forest. I like this. This is exactly why I wanted to read this. This is exactly why I wanted to find this. Because I'm just getting so much little tidbits, and I can come find this again. I'll save this PDF. Favorite this. So as long as this website's alive, I'll have this. No need to download it. But I could even come back and maybe just like take some of these stat blocks a bit if I wanted. These are all old school, so I'd have to like rendition them. We get Daggerford committed 600 troops to this battle, plus maybe 100 dwarves that have lineage from there. And I would assume a lot of these people afterwards might have taken refuge in Daggerford post the battle. The Dwarves of Ilfern. I don't have any. The name of is Kyrag Hammerbone doesn't come up, so he must have died, I assume. Wow, so about 70% of Daggerford's population lives in hamlets around Daggerford. Farms, houses, little things. Gillian's Hold, Liam's Hold, Crom's Hold, etc. All those little countrysides and hamlets. Places of interest. Okay. Alright, we're coming up on an hour here, so I'm just going to do my stretches, get my walk around, take 5 minutes here, and we'll be back. Let's see if we can help Stormy here a little bit. Kuninian is, in lore, recently just ended centuries-long isolation. In lore, everyone who went to Kuninian came back with their memories scrambled about their time in Kuninian. You're just trying to make me say that 3 times fast, aren't you? Interesting. Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of like politics going on right now that you've been telling me about, and personally, I don't know how all these things kind of line up because there's a lot more to know. But Kuninian. But on a serious note, like again, like what does the party want to do, right? Like we need to find out what the party wants to do, and we need to figure out a way to serve that. And then like all these other ideas, I think personally kind of can be going on in the background and can be inspiration for quests and kind of guide you. But I think like a lot of the political stuff would be outside of the party's, ability, because the party can only do like one thing at a time, right? And there's several nations that exist and are intermingling. So I'm gonna take my little break. I'll be back. I'm gonna put the office up and we'll return in a bit. Thanks everybody. See you soon.
With Asana, it's easy to monitor projects across teams and track status and progress at a glance, so you and your team can make smart decisions faster. Try it for free at asana.com.
Alright. And my music will summon me back to my office. Bada bing! Hi. I kind of look like the Lurch right now. I got my bag of ice in. It's not my shoulder, I promise. This is a bag of ice on my shoulder. This actually makes me feel like I gotta stop looking at the camera. Here we are. Alright. Don't know if I need GIMP open anymore. Let's see. Let's go back to here. We'll come across a small farm home which has been abandoned and locked up. There are no signs of violence, no evidence as to why the farms may have been deserted. In truth, these homes are of able-bodied folk who have answered the call to arms. There's foul play afoot, but the DM may want to present these encounters with an air of mystery to them. Things become more hectic as the party approaches Daggerford. They will meet refugees trying to escape from the region before the storm of war erupts. Across the countryside, the folks will gladly talk to heroes who claim to be headed south to join the defense of Daggerford. From these travelers, the PCs can learn something about what's been going on. Recently, they will discover goblins and kobolds have begun to mass along the tradeway, south of the way-in. All trade south of the city has been disrupted, and many caravans raided and destroyed in response. Duke Greatshout, ruler of the Daggerford, has issued a call for able-bodied men and women of the militia to join people from Waterdeep. Okay. When the heroes arrive at Daggerford, they'll find the only way in is through the Farmer's Gate. A short line of people is moving slowly through the gate. The army of Daggerford is short of trained troops, and heroes of their caliber will certainly be of great boon to the city. While the guards are not in position to offer any terms to the PCs, they can refer them to Lord Lewin. Okay. Lord Lewin at his office in Duke's Castle. Kept very tidy and with the air of a military man. Various decorative weapons hang on the walls, along with banners and heraldry from Lewin's family. Their host begins by offering refreshments, as these are provided by a serving girl. He starts his recruitment speech. He begins with a flowery praise, complimenting the heroes on their obviously great skill in combat. After several minutes of this exchange, he gets to the point. The armies of Daggerford have been assembled in the units to be proud of. Although troops may be inferior quality, the morale is high. Despite this, the enemy is likely to be fierce. It could be well nerved as will break combat that will never face the horrors of goblin charge before. Heroes lead the men in battle. In exchange, he'll help them whatever spoils they may claim. He's obviously no clear idea what these might be. Quite clear that the players, without the help of their characters, the army has a good chance of being routed or crushed. If this isn't enough to persuade them, free to resort whatever means he must do to recruit them into the service. Ambush. Okay, a little scouting party sent to the city. Interesting. It's then time to turn in their... Unfortunately, there is little that can be done for him. The weapon that struck him down was a specially prepared one. Ooh. Oh, they kill Longhand. When instructed on Lord did a great harm, can be saved with prompt clerical attention. He'll comatose in some time. In the peril, we'll send the heroes. They will be contacted by messenger. One assumes that they will turn down this invitation if they are foolish enough to do so. A more forceful method will be employed. Thanking them. Yada yada. Putting aside these preliminary matters, Great Shout will move to the business at hand. His army is now leaderless. His duties and obligations prevent him from leading the force himself, and he's reluctant to send his sister in place. He offers the heroes a commission and a chance to command the armies of Daggerford. He will offer almost anything to entice the heroes to aid him. Call to arms. Battle at way in. Oh, this is what we were looking for. Ooh, nice. Here it is. Nice, nice. This is really good. I like this map. I don't think I can take stuff from out of here. No, I can't. So I'm just gonna draw it quick. Okay. A courtyard. What's really cool is like I'm gonna make this in Dungeon Alchemist, and it's gonna take me like 30 minutes, dude. It's gonna be such a cool, fun map to make quick too. And then also like I'll do on my Patreon, I'll be able to do a like a collection. So anybody that needs like lore-based maps out of Daggerford can just rummage through the collection and just, you know, pick and choose what they want to do for their homebrew campaign. Like say their party's just like entering this area for a brief time, maybe they can just take some of the Daggerford maps themselves.
So why not get YouTube Premium for just $13.99? It's like having all those and the entire world of YouTube uninterrupted. Your wallet will thank you, if wallets could talk. YouTube Premium. Try 1 month free.
Okay. What is this song? And a happy new year. Oh, no, it's literally just like a Christmas. Here we go. Forgive me. Forgive me, Stormy. Oh, good, you're not here right now. Full screen. Okay, let's read. Let's read now. Maps made. Courtyard. Okay. Traveling to Weigh-In is hard work, even though the tradeway is well maintained. The place that the heroes must set for their troops is very demanding. Shortly before sunrise, they reach their destination. There's barely enough time to set up watches and give the troops a break before the army alarm is sounded. The enemy has been sighted. Into combat. At this point in the adventure, blah 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 blah. We don't need to do any of that. On the next page is that. The Weigh-In is assumed to have an outer wall composed of stone that is 5 feet high. The courtyard measures 180 feet wide, 120 feet deep. Nice. $180 and 120 feet deep. 120. Within that region is a courtyard, and at the northernmost end, the inn itself. The actual building is assumed to be a two-story structure that is some 30 feet high. The gate in the outer wall is heavy and can take 20 points of damage. The door to the inn itself is far less stable and will take only 10 points before collapsing. What is this black line? I want to find out what this big black line is. For this is the enemy will show no quarter. He will be satisfied only with the complete and absolute destruction of the defenders. Of course, this is a role-playing adventure, and if I perhaps killing Bragg in the process, there are a number of steps that can be taken. First, the players know that Redbeard has sent out calls. If the battle is going poorly, they can be informed that they hear horns sounding in the distance, no doubt, indicating the arrival of Goblin and Kobold reinforcements. Imagine their surprise when, after a round or two, to build tension, the DM places a unit of human infantry on the map. These mercenaries have benefited from Redbeard's advice. Make them only happy to come to his aid now. They can win the battle. When the system is used, the attacking and defending sides are reduced to point pools. The Army of Daggerford is 300 points. Okay, sure resolves. It doesn't tell me what that is. What could that be? Heroes will have time to discuss recent events with the locals and in and around the Weigh-In. At this point, they'll have a chance to meet Redbeard, get to know him, Umbrick's Rangers, the High Moors. It won't be a long time before an even greater, more dangerous army pours out of the vile swamp. As anyone who's gone to scout the area clearly thinks that should be the next step. In order to best our enemy, he says we'll have to know who the enemy is. Umbrick agrees. The scouting party. Ah, Florfindel. I wonder what year this is, too. I also need to find out what year this is. Do, 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 do. 1363. So about 250 years ago, this battle took a place. Good to know. Good to know. Old moon spinner. I like this. It's like the idea of having like this old elf who's seen all the wars, but is still alive. Kind of, it's very Lord of the Rings-ish. I'll be right back. Got a green shirt on. Oh, makes it look like I have a white shirt on. Put my chair up too. Okay. I'll read Misty. After the trolls have been dealt with, heroes can continue on their way before only to come to a conclusion that something is tracking them. A wild elf. He's wild and he's hungry. Several months ago, a horde of goblins came to the High Moors. He escaped his execution, ran through the catacombs. He swam against the flow of the river. Before long, he was able to leave the water and travel along its banks. In time, he found his way back to the surface and indeed at the edge of the misty forest. Since then, he has lived like a mindless beast in the wilds. He will collapse into unconsciousness. The ordeal has been through... Oh, he's the wild dude. Judith is the keeper of these woods. She claims no name for herself, having long ago given up all ties to the artificial things of mankind, in favor of being one with the wilderness. In all, she has very little of interest in anything that has to do with the outside world. The violence of this attack upon her forest, however, has left her no choice but to aid the PCs. As it stands now, her careful nurturing can restore the poisoned and burned regions where the dragon struck. When the dragon attacked, she attempted to communicate with it and recognized the beast as Maelster Rex, a great and horrible worm that, so far as she knew, never traveled away from its lair in the center of the High Moors. Ooh. Maelster Rex Dragon High Moor. Great animosity for the creatures it was forced to aid. Once again, dragons being manipulated. Okay, so this is the High Moors that we're getting into now. At this point, most of the players want to investigate the nature, yada yada. The adventure assumes the heroes will have access to spells like Contact, Other Plane, and Divination. Depending upon which spells they use, exact information required may vary. However, Melch is an ancient, powerful black dragon. Ancient, powerful black dragon. He's intelligent. He sought out his means to contact the forces of the outer planes. He did manage to communicate with the Cornus Viserius, who was impressed by the intelligence and resourcefulness of the dragon. In exchange for the spells and knowledge that the dragon wanted, Viserius demanded one of the dragon's great horns. The beast agreed to the deal and was done. As the years rolled by, all but forgot this encounter with the fiend. Recently, however, Viserius reappeared to the dragon. He had crafted a long and deadly magical spear from the horn of the black dragon. Into this he wove... Oh, we already know this. Okay. The Roaring Deep. After the PCs have made whatever preparations they like, Florvindel will lead them to the narrow cave in the eastern reaches of the Misty Forest. Cave East Misty equals Roaring Deep. Oh my goodness, with this soundtrack, this new soundtrack is got some questionable ones snuck in here. Some meme worthy. Nice, you're back, Stormy. Any progress? Any progress on what you're working on there? I'm getting some juicy tidbits. Juicy tidbits. This is a great read I found here. Opens up into a fairly comfortable cave that snakes downward until it opens into a wide grotto. The chamber is a low, conical structure without a natural source of illumination. The lights of the party will glimmer and shine on the smooth rock of the cave walls, making an even single touch more than bright enough to see the whole chamber. While the noise of the underground river sends vibrations through the walls, makes conversation difficult. No sign of animal life. None of these mushrooms is animate or dangerous. They are not toxic if eaten, but taste like chlorine bleach. It would be almost impossible for an adventurer to sustain himself by eating these foul things. They do, however, serve a useful role in the adventure. If removed carefully, the caps of these mushrooms can be used as crafts for the journey down the river. Cutting down a mushroom and making it ready for use takes about 2 hours. During this time, the DM may want to toss in an encounter some myconoids. The heroes make use of the mushroom caps or some other form of a boat. Oh, they can use them as a boat. If, however, they elect to try swimming, they will be in deadly peril. Cold water. One D10 hit points. And a saving throw versus paralysis. Okay, the journey. As the characters begin moving downriver, they pass through an ever-changing series of vistas. For the most part, the caves around them are narrow and smooth, carved by the action of the river over the course of several centuries. Every so often, however, the spaces around the river open into wide chambers and galleries. Some are quite spectacular, glittering with crystal and mineral deposits. Others are bland regions and sandstone. The pace of the river changes from a rapid torrent to a sluggish crawl. After the party has passed through several such areas, they will find themselves entering a darker and more dangerous domain, the regions around Dragonspear Castle. Here, the foul influences of the gate to the dreaded outer planes have released a steady taint of evil magic. Like I said, over the centuries of this dark contamination has imbued the very stones with its sinister emanations. At one point in the underground passage, the river takes a slow turn and then begins to descend at a slight angle. The incline is just sharp enough to set up a fair current, causing the boats of the PCs to pick up a good deal of speed. This happens gradually and will not be noticed unless a player happens to be keeping an eye on such things. Suddenly, the party's boats fetch up against the line that runs just below the surface of the water. A quick examination will show that this line is the top part of a fishing net and has been spread across the river. The speed of their travel makes the stop a sudden one, so all aboard the boats must make a dexterity check or be stunned for one round. Characters who were standing or were in other some way vulnerable position will find themselves pitched into the water if they fail their rolls. As suddenly as all this happens, the heroes will be attacked. This is the lair of Salisi, an evil and very hungry Morkoth. If Salisi is defeated, he will make no peace with his prey. The party may find some treasure by searching his lair. The treasure, however, is found scattered on the riverbed and will require diving or similar actions to recover it. Obviously, such actions are difficult because of the chilling water and the darkness of the cavern. Each successful dive will recover 5% of the beast's hoard. The total treasure consists of 14,000 gold coins, 2,000 platinum coins. Thus, each dive will allow a hero to recover 700 and 100. Interesting. I guess we'll just come back to this and just try to retain as much information. Dragonspear Labyrinth map. What is this labyrinth? Ooh, a map of Dragonspear. We found one. After the heroes have dealt with the Morkoth, they can complete their journey in relative peace. Yada 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 yada. Several hours, PCs leap behind the lair of Morkoth. They will come into the wide gallery, gleaming stalactites and arched ceilings. Dozens of holes marks possible exits from this area, one of which is marked with the glyph that Florfindel left behind in his fight against the Dragonspear. His flight, not his fight. They explore aimlessly, be attacked by horrible monsters of the DM's choice. If they survive, make their way back to the same chamber after 2d6 hours have passed. The Labyrinth. Florfind's path through the twisting tunnels beneath Dragonspear was a fortunate one. Not only did it bring him safety out of the evil clutches, but Bozka and his hordes, it also relieved him of the hiding place. It relieved the hiding place of Dragonspear itself. Unfortunately, this artifact was hidden at the center of a great twisting maze designed by Viserius to keep his treasure safe from the agents of Malistaire Rex. The map on the facing page shows the path in which Florfind went through the subterranean maze because he was on the run from the minions of Bozka. The heroes will have to explore the place on their own, facing its dangers and perils. As the heroes move through the maze, they will be forced to confront many terrible monsters. These creatures are all, for one reason, here for another, in service to Bozka. His dark power is such that they cannot betray him and will fight to the death in service of their master. Ordinarily, the Pit Fiend would be instantly aware of their hero's presence in the labyrinth. However, his attention is now focused on his armies, and he's too distracted to sense them. Oh, yes. Roll d6 every time the party reaches an intersection. 6 indicates an encounter with a monster from the chart below. Let's see. My first Dragon Spear map. We love it. The heart of the maze is a great cubical chamber some 75 feet across. This immense room has been cut from the rock by magical forces and polished until its coal black walls gleam brightly at the touch of any light source. At the center of this room, floating 35 feet above the floor, is a sphere of absolute blackness. With this magical cocoon, the dragon spear floats in timeless suspension. This barrier can only be punctured by powerful magic. The area of darkness is a minor fold in the fabric of space. I don't need to know that. Dropping the shield requires don't need to know that. The Guardian, because he expects Malstar X to send some agents in to claim the spear. Visarius has stationed a greater guardian demon here to protect his treasure. The creature is contained within the sphere of blackness and will... Okay. Don't need to know that either. Return to the inn. Okay, I think we're through all this. So I got... So essentially what I see from this entire Hordes of the Dragon Spear is very much just like if my players do ever end up wanting to go to Dragonspear Castle and they choose to and they find ways and take paths underneath it as opposed to trying to go over the top and through, then I'll come back to this, reread some few things to get it all fresh in my mind. I have the important notes that I want written down here now. Or conversely, say they go to Dragonspear Castle, they fight their way through the labyrinth, they get the loot, and then they get lost in the labyrinth and they come out the backside and they see this cave and a river and they want to try and traverse up or down the river, right? I don't necessarily know where the river goes downriver. I could just have it stop. So there's only one way to go up the river. Against the Hordes, battle map system. Ooh, check this map. Wrapping it up, here we go. When the battle is over and all is said and done, the characters will certainly be heroes. They will be able to request almost anything that is within the power of Daggerford and its allies to grant. They will also have earned the favor of the elves who live in the Laughing Hollow and their kin, who will be returning to the Misty Forest. Likewise, they will have proven their worth to the dwarves of Ilfarn. They might also be able to earn the trust and respect of Umbrix Rangers and the Knights of Ilmater, two very valuable potential allies. Of course, they've also made a lot of powerful enemies. The fiends that they defeated, or perhaps even destroyed, are sure to be avenged by their peers in the Nine Hells, after all. Letting mere mortals show up these powerful creatures is bad for business. For his part, Malstar Rex has no great animosity for nor sense of indebtedness to the heroes. As far as he is concerned, the fact that he did his part to crush the hordes of Dragonspear repays his debt to humanity. He will return to his home in the heart of the High Moors and perhaps assemble his own army of humanoids to someday challenge the men of Daggerford. Whatever the case, he is not in immediate danger and cannot be counted on as an ally. Once the last battle is fought, the heroes will want to push into Dragonspear Castle and close the gate, which still operates at the heart. This is certainly a noble adventure and one that will have support by everyone in the area. Such a quest will be fraught with almost incomprehensible dangers. Dragonspear are a huge sprawling affair, as the labyrinth presented in the adventure is but a tiny fragment of the whole created by Visarius to protect the Dragonspear. Dungeon masters who wish to allow their players to explore these horrible recesses might consider using the maps in such products as Ruins of Undermountain, or Castle Greyhawk as the basis of the complete catacomb structure. Okay. No need. The Bandit Wastes. Where is this map? The Shar Reach. Thaymarsh. Eastern Shar, Underhome. Hey, the Roaring Desert, look at this map. Oh man, I needed these maps for my last campaign. Check, this is beautiful. Bozka, oh, they're a pit fiend, alright. Malster Rex. Alright. And we have read through. This is the module. There's so much good stuff in there. So much good stuff. I need to bookmark this tab. I need to organize my bookmarks. Bookmark manager, here we go. Delete this. Delete that. Don John can stay. 100 factions can stay. Don't need that here. Don't need this here anymore. Yeah, I don't need that anymore. Daggerford can stay. I don't know how that got in there. How'd this get in here? Dragonlance map can stay. Crom's Whole Fortune Estates under Ilfarn. I wish I could name them. Alright, awesome, awesome, awesome. Very good work, very good work. Alright, Stormy, you're back. Tell me, have you made any progress, Storm? Oh, look at my hair. How you doing over there? Alright, next one on the list here. Whenever Marco Volo's departure. Oh, this is just a name of an adventure. Okay, here we go. Departure is the first volume of the Marco Volo trilogy, designed for 4 to 8 players, characters level 6 to 8. This freewheeling adventure begins with an intrigue-laden journey from Waterdeep to Shadowdale. The party is thrown into the company of one Marcus Wands, also known as Marco Volo, a bothersome but likable little rogue. In his guise of Marco, he gains unintentional help from the party members, leading only to their own arrests. To remedy that predicament, the characters are strong-armed into carrying an important letter to Shadowdale and taking along Marcus as their guide. Of course, things are nowhere near as simple as they seem. There's this little matter of the Dragon King's Eye, a powerful artifact from another plane. Naively, Marcus thought he could steal the thing and pin the theft on Volothamp Gadarm, the roguish author of many popular books about the cities and realms. The notorious mage assassin Felibar Blacklance has been hired to hunt for the thief, and he is a man grimly determined to earn his fee. Then there is the business about this letter that is on its way to Shadowdale. It is accompanied by a rare enchanted item that wizards and fortune hunters want to obtain at all costs. 1367. A series of adventures ensue that takes the adventurers from Waterdeep to the Way Inn, by which time they will doubtless suspect that there is more to Marco Volo than meets the eye. Amid the brawls and mistaken identities, the wild rides, and the glowering villains, the characters never have a chance to slow down or catch their collective breath. What results is a light-hearted, picaresque adventure in the manner of Dumas and Sabatini, and a good time is had by all. Except the bad guys, of course. They're never happy with how things turn out. Buildings, Waterdeep, House of Pleasure and Healing, Sailor's Corners, the Way In. So they just stop. This is in Waterdeep. Okay, I guess we'll just try and look for it, and we might just like browse through it if we do find it. Man, dude, all these old, dude, there's everywhere. Chapter 8, or page 8. Alright, they're in Waterdeep. Make this a bit bigger. Letter. Meeting with Marcus. Okay, there's encounters on the road. Here we go. The road from Waterdeep to the Way In. You see, this is why I'm not crazy. Like, I've seen so much stuff where they have Daggerford on the bottom of the river. But I guess maybe Daggerford's been rebuilt, so who knows? Maybe that was part of the new construction, but I haven't found anything that suggests that. Behind some thugs in Daggerford to delay the adventure if possible around noon. The players approach the river Dellenbeer and the bridge that leads to the village of Daggerford. These thugs, working as Felbar's agents, spread word in town that they have been assaulted by bandits on the road. Their description of the attackers matches that of the party. The 4 thugs hide under the north end of the bridge, waiting for the villagers, yada yada yada. Very simple bridge. The ambush, yada yada. Yeah, so nothing in here. So this is just a venture that just takes place going past. Oh, here's another map of the Way In.
Hey guys, it's Morgan from 2 Hot Takes, and I want to take a second to let you in on some big.
Well, I guess there's some decent.
Officially on the YouTube Music app.
There's some decent mappage here. Besides providing rest or refreshment to travelers, the inn is home to the Lord of the Way In, Redbeard. So provided on page and brief descriptions, there is likely to be visited. So this is 4 years after that war. And it looks like they, have established themselves a keep, which is like per lore. That's been read. These are all the towers and stuff. So that's actually pretty dope. So this is cool. So we're going to save this. in my D&D tab. Let's see. Quest. DS. Way in at the old Marco Volo. Horde of the Dragon Queen. Next on the docket. Let's see how you're doing, Stormy. I'm currently writing down the specific benefits of acquiring each of the countries. Okay, yeah, that's definitely a great place to start. That's more or less kind of how I see things. You know, just have in the background what you know is going to happen, what's going on, and then and just have a list so that way you know it's there, it's ready, you can put it somewhere and have it. Hordes of the Dragon Queen. Okay, here we go. Fight the war against draconic oppression in this adventure for the world's greatest role-playing game. How proud of you, wizards. An audacious bid for the power of the Cult of the Dragon, along with its dragon allies and the Red Wizards of Thay, seek to bring Tiamat from her prison in the Nine Hells to Faerun. To this end, they are sweeping from town to town, laying waste to all those who oppose them, and gathering a hoard of riches for their dread queen. The threat of annihilation has become so dire that groups as disparate as the Harpers and Zentarum are banding together in the fight against the cult. Never before has the need for heroes been so desperate. They say this every time. 1480. Ooh. This is important. This is a 5th edition too. Interesting. Locations. Don't know if we'll be able to find this one because it's so recent. But we can always check. Make sure this extension's on. Okay, cool. As long as my Be Safe extension is on. Oh my gosh, we have it again! Isn't this so cool? I just want to see what your maps look like. Ooh, that's a dope map. Dope map indeed. Episode, Greenest in Flames, Introduction. Oh, this one's much tougher to read. Greenest. Camp. Raider Camp. Dragon Hatchery. On the Road, El Truel. Baldur's Gate. Life on the Road. No Room at the Inn. They've made it to the weigh-in. Waterdeep. So yeah, this doesn't really help me much. I don't need this. Skyreach Castle. So, you know, like, all these adventures, they just take you away from... They take you away from Daggerford, right? And it's like, the goal of my campaign is to keep the camera lens on Daggerford. Since I'm currently reading down... Okay, since dragons is part of Hysteria's culture, I am thinking of that they have dragons in their army. I'm not sure if I want to give Hysteria a dragon army. This is all, I guess, this is all new music for me that I found, so I'm kind of just listening to it for the first time as well with you. Sharing a little musical moment together. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't really care for making the edges like all nice. Part of the Dragon, Storm King's Thunder. Yeah, I knew most of these things I wouldn't actually have use for like immediately. Nice, some badass Hysterian monks. To fight giants, you must be a giant. Ages ago, giants and dragons waged war across the savage frontier. These battles are long forgotten by the human civilizations of today, but ancient relics remain, and now the land shudders once more with the thunder of giant footsteps. Hill giants raid farms for food and livestock, as stone giants lay waste to the settlements in their path. Frost giants plunder coastal towns, as fire giants gather slaves. Cloud giant castles drift across the sky, casting ominous shadows on the cities of the north. But no threat compares to the wrath of the storm giants, who stand betrayed. Puny adventurers must rise to the challenge, gather their strength, unlock the power of ancient runes, and take the fight to the giants' doorsteps. Only then can they discover a hidden evil, fomenting a war between giants and small folk. Only then can they forge an alliance to end the war before it begins. 1485. Fresh. After the horde of the queen, the Razatima, it doesn't directly depend on them. Assumed to be after the year of the Iron Dwarf's vengeance. And the orc conflict known as the War of the Silver Marches. They did it again! Did it again. Man, they really reference all these names? That's wild. Alright, let's see if we can find it anywhere. When did it come out? 5th edition, fairly recent. Oh look, Any Flip. What a website we found. Okay. Oh, this one added a page flipping noise. I love this website. Starting the adventure. During which a horde of orcs waged war on the north before being driven back into the mountains. This conflict is referred to in this adventure as the War of the Silver Marches. The years that follow the Year of the Iron Dwarf's Vengeance have similarly colorful names. Morgoth. I thought Morgoth died. Ooh. Other published adventure, A Great Upheaval, Rumblings, Savage Frontier. Caught in the tentacles, doom of the desert. Oh no! Oh hey, what's up, Pulappa? Why is your name came in red? Now your name's purple. I am browsing through a handful of PDFs here. I just finished browsing through Hordes of the Dragon Spear, Marco Volo's Departure, and Hordes of the Dragon Queen. Right now, we are looking at Storm King's Thunder. Oh, I thought everyone kind of just like a predetermined color. Hold on a second. Yeah. This music we got here is very like Warcrafty. Yeah, you blended right in. I quick looked at my chat and I did not see you until you came through in purple. Gonna be honest. Yeah, so full screen here. So yeah, I'm just skimming through here trying to find anything that's useful. I found some useful stuff. Let's see. Nightstone is a popular retreat for nobles who wish to hunt in the Ardeep Forest. Adventurers can earn good money by offering their services as guards are on a hunt. The residents of Nightstone have a long-standing and seemingly irreconcilable conflict with their northern neighbors, the Elves of Ardeep Forest. Lady Velrosa Nandar has been searching for skilled mediators to help resolve the dispute. The Nightstone Inn is renowned for its food and cozy guest rooms. The dwarf innkeeper, Morak Urgwe, has a fondness for adventurers and a nose for lucrative adventuring opportunities. You can create other adventure hooks using the information presented with this chapter about the Nightstone. What else? The characters have heard rumors of goblins terrorizing the settlement. Blah, 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 blah. And a little blah, 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 blah. So Nightstone could be of use. Hunting Lodge. Ba-da-da-no. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. How you been, Hoylepa? It's been a while since we've chat. Ooh, and more about Nightstone. It got its name from a massive chunk of obsidian that once stood in the middle of the village square. The obsidian megalith had strange glyphs carved into it and radiated magic under the scrutiny of detect magic spells. But its properties and purpose couldn't be ascertained. The villagers assumed it was a relic of some bygone age or kingdom and left it alone. 3 days ago, the Cloud Giant Castle passed over Nightstone and dropped large rocks on the settlement and its keep. Unable to defend themselves against the bombardment, villagers who weren't killed in the attack lowered the drawbridge and fled into the nearby hills, taking refuge in some caves. Once the village was abandoned, 4 cloud giants descended from the sky, uprooted the Nightstone, and bore it back to their castle. Believing it to be an Astorian artifact. Interesting. I love that little tidbit. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Hoylepa. I hope you feel better. That's tough. Yeah, I didn't stream yesterday because I just was like, not feeling the greatest. Not gonna force it. You know, the body knows what it wants. Oh, so this is Nightstone itself. So I'm gonna come out of here. I want to find out where Nightstone is. Are deep. So, and this is also, well, maybe just hanging out, watching some stream, and just some rest, and while you sit there, maybe that'll be the trick. Done. We can hope at least. Here's me sending my good vibes. Nightstone. Oh no, we don't search here. We search here. Nice, we got it. Oh, and they have that same exact map. There's a fortified settlement located near Ardeep Forest in the hills between Waterdeep and Daggerford. It was connected to the high road via side trail. A few miles south of the Ardeep Forest. It was built on the Ardeep River and consisted of a fenced island connected to an artificial moat that held the village keep. Sometime after 1485, the village was bombarded. Mysterious obelisk. So I need to get my map out. Hey, take it easy, guys. Thanks for stopping by, always. We'll see you soon. Let's get my map out here. South of Ardeep Forest, on the river, right here. We might possibly need to add a new site because I really like it, and it's south of the river right there. Stones dropped. Let's see. See what else we can find in here, and I don't know how much longer I'm gonna run for. My back's getting a little sore. I'm gonna go lay down a bit. The dripping caves. Nice. Yeah, so this has got a bunch of stuff in our deep forest for me. Look at this dude. Look at this tower. The day after the characters accept Morek's quest, they have their first encounter with a giant. Read or paraphrase the following box you see. You see an enormous tower floating in a billowy cloud. Okay, this is when we start fighting the cloud giants. Ring Shrander, what is this? It was the largest of 10 settlements known collectively as the 10 Towns, located in the frigid heart of Icewind Dale. Okay, so I think this is... Nothing else from this is going to be relevant. This is one of the 10 towns.
The YouTube Music app has playlists for every mood. Like, if you're...
Evermore.
Get YouTube Music Premium.
Savage Frontier, Peoples of the North. Ooh, here's a good map. That does have night. So, oh, I now know exactly where it is, because now I can see it down here. You see it? Does everybody see that? It's on the second river up. The Ardeep River kind of splits into two spots. And it's on the second one. So I'm glad we went digging a bit further. Honorok, the High Moor, Succumber, Julkun, Ulevin, High Forest. Everland. All over the place with this campaign, hey? This is a huge book. Oh my god, 200 pages? Eye of the Allfather. This is all giant stuff. Dragon Call Airship. Where's this cave? Great Peak Mountain. Yeah, so I don't think there's going to be anything more for me here. Sadly. Let's see. I can add that. Hey, take it easy, Horlep. I hope you feel better. Bye. I think honestly that's probably a good note. I'm gonna get out of here, Stormy. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Appreciate it. We'll be back at it next week, and maybe I'll have some surprise streams for us here over the weekend. Keep an eye out for any notifications. Laters.